Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Sparkling Nail Studio with Sarah. Today I've got a blue and gold mani, which I've had this planned for a while and kind of been craving that combo. I think it's just a really pretty combo. And I think it's great. I probably planned this months ago, but I think it's a great winter mani, just kind of elegant. That way it could go really well if you had like a formal dress that it matched with or something. I could totally see that. So I'm starting out here with, this is Foreshadow. Let me make sure, yeah, Foreshadow. This was a sub box set a couple of years ago. It was the book themed one, which I wish there was, oh, was it Cafe Book Club? Anyway, I wish it was more like book themed versus just naming everything after books. Because I love to read, so I would have loved some like little, I know they're not usually that literal, but would have loved to have had some little like book accent or something. And this was back, since it was a while ago, this was back when they were still cutting strips. So I also have, it also came with open book, which was the same color but split. I don't like split strips. If I want to cut, I'll just cut it myself. I know their idea is that they're trying to encourage creativity. You know, maybe for someone who's kind of newer to Color Street. But I don't like them. I end up with enough partial and small strips, and my nails are bigger anyway. I don't need help finding things that I need to cut up and get creative with to use up. So this is pretty though. I love a good just like navy blue, a good solid. I don't know if that would just come off. Oh my goodness. There we go. Anyway, if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And if you're new here or returning and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's very appreciated. I don't think this is enough for my other side. It like almost is. I don't know. I'm thinking, unless my nails are pretty short, I'm thinking I need to give up on using the two, because lately I just haven't had them that short. If I cut them just slightly more, I could do one strip for two nails on my pinkies and my index fingers. But lately I've kind of just, I guess I'm letting them ride just like slightly longer, and they don't really do that, which is fine. I guess I'm in the middle of doing my pedi. I did one foot, filmed it for YouTube, and then I have the other foot to go after this, because I'm thinking I can use any of these. You know, you saw how much was left of that one, quite a bit, so it'll be great on toes. Although I was hoping to use up the rest of that open book. I may not though, if I'm using these, so we'll see. That was before I did YouTube. That was my preferred order to do things, as I would do my mani first and then do my pedi after, because then I could use, you know, make sure I had enough for my mani, and then I could switch to, or use the rest on my toes, and you know, any of those pieces that wouldn't go to waste. Okay, so now I've got Golden Flurry that I'm going to stick over there, over top of the Foreshadow. Feels super good to be doing my nails again, because we just got back from our trip to Florida and it was a total blast, but I missed doing my nails. So couldn't wait to get down here. It took me a few days after getting back to kind of get unpacked and get back into life. I worked a day, so it took me a bit to get down here. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. Golden Flurry is so good. But yeah, Florida was fun. It was crazy though. I know in my video I kind of talked about I was struggling to figure out what to pack because the weather was like borderline, like mostly in the 60s. I wish it was just all the way in the 70s, because then you just pack shorts and it's good, right? but we're in the 60s and it was cold. It really was. And I underpacked because I was thinking, I don't know. I underpacked. I should have packed more warm stuff. I should have just packed our long sleeve stuff and the things we've been wearing here at home, our winter clothes. So, anyway, so we did our first day there, we did SeaWorld, and it was chilly, but it was fine. And then we did a day at Disney World, and that day was cold because it was overcast and it was chillier, and we were so cold. It was, oh, we made it through though. And then when we finished the rest of the trip, I made a Walmart run and I bought warm clothes for everybody, like a sweatsuit outfit for everyone. And then I found some warm jackets. And so then they had the jackets we packed and then these warm, thick jackets for almost more like a coat. And so then they had layers and then we were fine. So, because yeah, the humidity, you feel colder. Okay, so this is tie the knot. And I think this is going to be perfect because it's got like that milky, almost sheer. I think it's going to be really pretty. Also very like shimmery, pearly. Kind of reminds me of a pearlescent kind of vibe. So yeah, SeaWorld, they have a really cute Sesame Street land for the little kids. It was really cute. But we're over there, we're waiting. Big Bird does a story time with the kids, and we were waiting. And my cute little daughter, she's like, "Are we going to Color Street Land?" And I'm like, "You mean?" Because that's like a common, like when I first heard the word Color Street, I thought of Sesame Street too. They're related, right? Similar names. and and I was like, "Oh, you mean Sesame Street Land? We're in Sesame Street Land." She's like, "No, do you want to go to Color Street Land?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds amazing. Can you imagine a theme park land themed for Color Street?" I don't even know what all they could include, but it could be really cool. And I would love it. So I thought that was really cute. Because I've always thought of that. Anyway, yeah, SeaWorld was fun. They have some pretty fun coasters. It wasn't busy at all. Their penguin exhibit, you're right in there. I mean, obviously there's a fence, but you're in the room with them and it is cold and they are so cute. They're all trying to get this one nice and smooth and kind of cleaned up. What else? The dolphins were so fun. We got to see their show. We had some bad luck with the other shows. They canceled the otter show. And that's one I remember. I've only been to SeaWorld one other time when I was 11. And that's a show I remember from then. The otters are a lot of fun. So that one got canceled. And then we saw the orca show. But they kind of, the orcas get to choose if they want to participate or not. And they weren't into it that day. So we saw one swim by, and that was about it. So then she kind of the trainer told us about their training and orca facts, which was interesting still. Like she did a good job. The kids were kind of bored, obviously. But so yeah, we had kind of some bad luck with that way, but it was still fun. And yeah, not busy at all. We were pretty much walking on most of the rides. My husband and I just took turns riding. They don't have a lot for the little kids besides in Sesame Street Land. They had some bigger coasters, and so we just took turns riding those. So it wasn't as fun, but my kids, they do have one dolphin tank. It was the dolphin nursery, and there's just glass right there with dolphins in there, and I got a picture of a dolphin just swimming right past my kids. Really cool. So that was fun. And then Disney, we just did one day of Disney. We did Hollywood Studios, which was super fun. That's the one. Their main things, like half the park is Hollywood themed. And then they've got a Star Wars land and a Toy Story land. It was cute. Disney is just, everything is just really classy when you're at Disney. It was busy as always. Disney always is. Let's see, what were we doing here? Did I not leave enough? think I didn't give myself enough strips because I need at least 2. And then I'm debating, do I do a little patch to make this go all the way to the edge or just roll with it? I can't decide if it's going to bug me because there definitely will be a gap. Let's just go with it because I think where it's a glitter, I think if I patch, so my trick is you cut little small strips and you put them down the sides of your nail. And I think if I need to do that over the top, I think it's going to blend just fine. So if it bugs me, we'll just do it after. I'm hoping it doesn't, and I can just leave it like this. Yeah, Disney, I know the pop culture things of Star Wars, and it was really fun. Like I was grinning the whole time, and I've never seen the movies. I know, shame. um, but I was grinning the whole time while we were there, and I had fun. Just everything. My kids would be like, "What's that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, well, it's a space." I just add space in front of that's space food. Because I know the names of the main things. I think that's gonna be okay. I don't know. It's not really noticeable. Maybe I'll just being a perfectionist here. The other thing, have you guys ever gone through TSA at the airport and that's when you realize what you forgot? Because we get there and they're like, any medications? And my husband realized he forgot his medication. It was fine. He was fine without it. And then after we got through security, my diaper bag, because I had a whole tablet in there that I forgot about. It's a lot to keep track of traveling with kids because you're responsible for everyone's stuff and not losing anything and making sure they don't lose. I don't know. Anyway, I had a whole tablet in there, and that's when I realized I had forgotten my big kids' tablets. So I had one for my toddler, but not my big kids, and we were pretty bummed about that. But it ended up okay. They did fine on the flight. It was mostly just my toddler who was not into it. he was he was rough, but so we did it in 2 legs. The first flight was an hour, and it took us a while to get off the ground because they had to de-ice the plane, and just took a bit before we took off. So by the time we even took off, because for an hour flight, you're basically up in the air and then you're descending again. It's not very long. But yeah, by the time we took off, my toddler was like, he'd had it. And he was just going crazy. And so my husband took him for the second flight, which was like a 4-hour flight. And that was so peaceful. Oh no, no. I'll have to put down new Pilly. Shoot. I hate that. I have Pilly on. Dang it. Anyway, that was super peaceful. It was just they split. We didn't pay for assigned seats, but they still put our kids with us. Smart, right? But they put one big kid with each grown up. So I had just my daughter and my 2 boys were with my husband. It was very relaxing. Okay, this one I'm planning to just leave navy blue. Just leave it with the foreshadow there. So I'm hoping it is nice and smooth looking. Because these other ones that I'm covering with glitter, it's not as big of a deal. Just kind of cleaning up here. Anyway, the flight home was rough. And my toddler, I have scratches on my face because he was a little bit belligerent. I mean, this trip was not that fun for him. It was like a lot of rides and things he wasn't quite big enough to do. And so he was just like done. And we were all tired. We survived it though. It was a mess. I feel bad for the people riding with us, but I hope it wasn't as bad as it felt for me, right? I'm the one in the thick of it wrestling him. But yeah, we were so tired on the way back because we'd done all our fun things and you're kind of lacking sleep anyway. And then we had a 7-hour layover and we were just falling asleep everywhere we could. We were so tired. I even did on our first flight, first leg of the journey, I did one of those like fall asleep, lean forward and snore yourself back awake. And I open my eyes a little embarrassed and I look up and the little kid, he's probably like 3, in the seat in front of me, he's just like grinning at me between the seats. And I was like, I'm just gonna pretend like that's normal. Nothing happened. Okay, I need to put more peely down because I peeled it off. It was good having that little guy there because he kind of played with my son, my toddler. They kind of played peekaboo between the seats, and they both had little toy cars, and they kind of played. So that was that helped us get through. Had a little bit of entertainment, and I did finally get him to sleep for a little bit, so that was good. What else did we do? So winter is peak manatee season, and so Blue Springs State Park, that's like the best place to see them, I guess. They have, because it's a hot spring or a spring into the river or whatever, and so the water's warmer, so they come there to winter. And that was unreal. Like hundreds of manatees, but not only that, the water was crystal clear, and so I saw so much wildlife, more, fish, little tiny fish, bigger fish, birds, but because the water was clear and there was just tons of wildlife, and that was unreal. Like that was amazing. Very worth it. There was like a 40-minute wait to get into the park because it's peak viewing season, and worth it. That was amazing. Yeah, we kept really busy. We did a lot while we were there. We did just one day of Universal. We didn't do they have Epic Universe. That's their brand new park that opened last year, but we did the 2 that are next to each other, the Florida one and then the Islands of Adventure. We did just a park hopper, just did one day because my husband and I have been to those parks before, so we figured we could just, kind of pick and choose. And still, we wish we had more time. And it was so busy the day we went. That was, but we mostly did shorter rides. There were some that we would have liked to do, but I was like, we can't stand the line again. We did Hagrid's motorbike, which wasn't open last time we went. And it was a really cool ride, but we were in line for 3 hours. And with little kids, that was rough. But it was a really cool ride. And really cute in the line queue, Hagrid keeps hinting to, talking about seeing a unicorn. And I was like, oh, I hope we see him because my little daughter loves unicorns. And so there's a unicorn. I wonder if this is long enough to do a little, yeah, let's try that. I'm going to pre-patch it this time. Anyway, at the very end, he goes, oh, a rare sight, a real unicorn. And there's a unicorn there with her baby, just majestic and white. And my daughter just thought it was so cool. It's amazing. And then I think one of our favorite things we did was Legoland, because it's just, our kids are just the perfect age. It's just magical to see them enjoy that park. And it was not busy at all, so it was just peaceful. Peaceful experience. And the employees are just also nice and cool because they're dealing with kids. That's an amusement park for kids. And we did if you haven't been to Legoland before, I never have, you can, if you take minifigures, you can trade them. All employees have one up on their badge, on their name badge, and you can trade with any of them. And then they have them throughout the park, like any gift shop. You can see what they have and trade. And we kind of planned our trip as we went. So we didn't take any minifigures from home, but we bought them you can buy like a 3-pack at the gift shop when you enter. So we did that with my kids, and that was like one of their favorite things. I think part of it is they're just Oh, let's see, I better put my bonder on that thumbnail. They were just so excited to feel like they finally got to buy something, you know, and it was fun to check out the trading. They found some fun ones doing that. Okay, let's do the index. Fingers. I can't use that thumb. It dries. There was one day that it was low 70s while we were there. The rest of the days were in the 60s or even colder as the high. What did we do on the day that was in the 70s? Oh, that might have been the day we went to Blue Springs. It was so gorgeous, the weather. Where's my... So Tie the Knot, I believe, was they had like a bridal collection come out. The date stamp on it is 2022. They made it in January. So yeah, I think around... Is that enough for my... See the debate? That might be. My indexes are on the short side. That makes sense if they made it in January. I think the collection was probably like May and June, right? Because that's wedding season. It's a pretty one, though. Yay, that was enough to get to the end of my nail. That's what most people can do with Color Street. Just share it between. Or maybe I just think that. I don't know. Yeah, back to real life. It's good to be home, but also sad to be home. All the things. Happy to be back to my Color Street. I missed it. My nails held up really well, though. Let's do these two strips. Actually, oh yeah, I won't be able to share. Won't be able to share it between because these are glitter dips. They're going to be shorter. I feel like I was in the middle of saying something and I don't remember now. Sorry. Maybe it'll come back. Oh, I'm super excited. The new core catalog. What is it called? It's the glitter dip that kind of reminds me of. Oh, I took the plastic off of that. Shoot. Because now I don't need it. Yeah. I must have taken it off and then used the other strip because I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, it's one that looks kind of like it's a sparser version of like Let Your Light Shine. Heart of Glass. I'm super excited for that one. Okay, we need to do glitter on the other one. I forgot what I was doing there for a second. Not unusual. You know, I've seen the few manis I've seen of that one have been looks like my style because I love Let Your Light Shine. That magical glitter. I love glitter dips. I love Over the Moon, where it's just kind of that like glitter dip, but not overwhelming glitter dip. Anyway, I'm excited for that one. And really, like, the more I see them, I'm like, these are all just really pretty. And they seem kind of more like basic. basic one, like still really pretty. They're still glitters and stuff, but ones that you can combo with other collections and sets and stuff, which is what your course should be. I don't know last year when they added the cloud overlay. Was it an overlay? No, it was just a set of clouds. That was odd. It should have just been part of a collection. Oops. So kind of weird. I'm usually super excited and way into the Valentine's manis, but I haven't been. I don't know. I'm sure the inspiration will come. Usually I'm super into those. But I don't have any manis really planned. I think I'm feeling, since I did this trip, I didn't get to do. I still have a few more winter manis planned that I didn't get to do. And it's about time to start Valentine's ones. So, no. We shall see what happens. Then after Valentine's Day, do I go back to winter manis? Or am I just going to want to do spring? Okay, I left a... So I was going to do just like a slant, but maybe I will do the full, because look, I have two full thumb, just because I don't like that. I could patch it, but I don't like it. Okay. I don't like how that edge perforated. I heard of someone who did a ban on buying more Color Street. I should probably do that or something. I don't think I can, but so I just feel like I'm a year or two behind. Like I don't think I wore really any of last year's spring collection that I bought. Maybe a few. I don't know. I just have a lot in my collection I haven't worn yet. I was really hoping in the core catalog that we would get Fabulous Filigree. I haven't even worn it yet, but like I said, I haven't have too many nails and I don't get through them, but I already know it's one that, and when it's an accent pack that came in a sub box, if you're not familiar. And when it's an accent pack, you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to use it all up. I do have two of them now. Well, the other thing I was going to say about this mani, so I have had it planned for a while, but it reminded me of, well, okay. Now, friend Stacy, she challenged everyone in her group to pick a decade and do a mani related to a decade. She's just been doing she calls it Stacy shenanigans. And so she just comes up with random things that you maybe wouldn't normally plan a mani around, but she did do a decade. And I was trying to think of things that I was already planning on doing that could work for a decade. And for this one, I thought of, do you guys remember the dress? And I had to look up when it was. It was 2015 and it went viral. It was either, do you see white and gold or do you see blue and black? Do you guys remember that? That dress. So I was going to do just the navy and gold together, but I added in the white as a nod to that dress. So it works for her challenge. My backup was going to be, or my other idea was to do, problem is I have like 15 ideas for a Lisa Frank mani. I do have one planned out, but I have a lot of ideas that could work for that. I'm always attracted to the rainbow stuff in general, but I've wanted to do a Lisa Frank mani. So I thought about doing that one, but this one, I've kind of been craving this one, so there you go. It's going to be the dress. do you see? Which do you see? Does anyone not see something different between besides white and gold and navy and gold? Probably not. I should look up. I should read further what the science was, because I know there was some reason why people saw different things. I can't remember what I saw. I think I see white and gold personally. If you remember, which did you see when you looked at the dress? It's fun, those things that I feel like so many things still go viral, but there's so many things out there that it kind of goes viral within, a specific community of people. But when the internet was, I mean, 2015, the internet wasn't like super new, but when things like really went viral, I don't know. It's fun it's nostalgic to remember the things. Like, do you guys remember? Every so often I pull this up and listen to it. Rebecca Black's It's Friday video that went viral, and like, that's an older one. Every so often I pull it up and watch it. Or, some other things. Okay. Oh, these are so elegant. I'm excited to let these cure, and yeah. I'll probably just keep this glossy blue and just do a plumping top coat over all of it. Maybe I'll add some more gold on that one, but I think this one I want to just keep glossy blue, not add anything to it. So there you guys go. Super fabulous, super elegant and wintry, or any time of year too. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope to catch you out on the next one. I hope you're having a great day.